Welcome to the loop.
That's right. It's the only video game show that you need to listen to /watch /consume
drink,
merge with.
Yes.
Merge your body. It's like photosynthesis.
Yes.
You want to
photo what? Is that the stuff that plants do with their foods?
Yeah, it's when the bees
do that.
get horny. So
Whoa.
Welcome to the Loop. It's a talk show about video games. We got a whole dishwasher full of condoms.
No, is that?
That's a CDC joke.
Oh, I still can't believe that was something that came out this week that needed to be said.
I should have saved that joke for tomorrow night because there really has no
Just
context.
Save it for tomorrow night.
I already said it, though.
It's all right.
I already said it.
Okay, let's talk about it here. Let's talk about
There's nothing to talk about. The CDC said, please stop washing your condoms and reusing them.
Who made this a thing that the CDC decided they needed to say it?
I don't know. I probably wouldn't have brought it up, but I've seen it on my Facebook feed so many times in the last day that it's kind of in the forefront.
Whoever you are out there that is doing that, you're gross.
It was like on the local news Facebook page. They were like,
it's disgusting.
CDC warns people.
So disgusting.
I just imagine somebody just putting them on the dishwasher, little, the little spokes that are in there.
No.
Like putting them all on the dishwasher.
I mean, if you're doing it, like, I would think maybe like laundry, not dishwasher.
Yeah. Ugh. Laundry. I don't know.
I mean, if you
hang
poop
dry.
your pants,
If you hang dry.
that's where you wash your pants. It's not in the dishwasher. It's in the washing machine.
That's true. So hang dry them. Don't put them in the dryer. They'll melt.
They'll melt. Yeah. But they'll probably melt in the dishwasher anyway. Just just throw them out. Throw them out. It's not needed.
Trev91 says 2-man show this time. Well,
hey, you haven't even introduced yourself.
You can count very well because my name is Eric and Kyle's here. And you can't see Trevor because he's invisible.
Hi, hey guys. I'm invisible. I'm Trevor.
It probably would have been a better gag if you just would have used your mic. Since he's invisible, but since you slid into his spot, now I don't believe it.
I'm Trevor.
And you're a really good ventriloquist.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Ronan the Wanderer says, "Oh, I thought John Cena was here." Yeah, you can't see him.
Mm-hmm. See? Bum, ba-dum, bum. So, Kuipers is here. So
Kuipers!
He counts as there's actually 4 of us here.
Oh, Trevor said he was supposed to be here. We're gonna shame him when he comes in, though, right?
I mean, he's eating his drive-through right now.
We have to really shame him though for it.
I mean,
ask him all the specific details.
He reported to us in Slack that he was going to be tardy due to a drive-through taking too long. So expect the show to be disrupted once he arrives while we ask him about which type of drive-through he's actually. He'll have a cup. Yeah. He'll have a soda cup.
But we still let's play it dumb. Like we can't read it.
He walks in with the Arby's cup.
Did you go to Burger King?
Actually, we should have the phone ready so I can call wherever he went and complain.
Yes.
About making him late.
Does Kuipers know how to do that?
I don't know. We need to train Kuipers on that better.
Dang it.
Hello.
Kuipers, you're fired.
Oh.
So Kuipers, I'm out. Just go.
Okay, you're rehired.
You just go to hangouts.google.com, and then you make sure you're logged into the Minute Tub account. But no, we won't harass anyone tonight. Welcome to the Loop. It's the talk show about video games. If this is the first time listening, thank you for listening. Thank you for joining us. Ronan the Wanderer says Kuipers can't use a phone. And Trevi91 says caught Eric on the news.
That's tomorrow, right?
What?
The news.
I was on the news, but we'll probably talk about that.
Tune in tomorrow for that
Are we going to talk about that more tomorrow?
We should.
That's probably a good 404.
It's a good Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. Eric's in the 404 tomorrow.
No, I'm not.
You're
I'm
not
saying
the.
that-
You
I'm
are
saying-
in the 404
Yeah,
tomorrow.
I'm part of a 404 story.
Yes,
Yes, that can be found on my Facebook and Twitter.
but
I am
we'll
super
talk about it
famous
tomorrow.
right now. That's what's exciting to me. Is
I mean-
how famous I am.
Your phone's probably been blowing up, hasn't it?
I have carpal tunnel from signing autographs. I've
Nice.
signed 33 men's chests. I wanted to specify that it was the chests of men.
Yeah, because
I'm a happily married man. I'm not going to
Yeah.
go around signing the chests of women. But oddly enough, none of them have asked for my autograph. That's just coincidence, though. But I have, the men, they really respect a man on Fox
Absolutely.
on Fox News. That's
Absolutely.
just the thing, around here.
Crazy says, where are the others? Rewind 30 seconds and maybe you'll find out. Well, we didn't talk about Jeremy.
Jeremy is on a trip. And when I say that, I don't mean a physical trip. This one involves some edibles he found in a forest.
He's a really big fan of mushrooms, so he's been experimenting with his cooking.
Yeah.
Had a mishap because he found some of the wrong ones.
Let's just say he thought, man, No Man's Sky is so psychedelic. What if I took psychedelics while I played it? And he ended up in a dark place. And so, thoughts and prayers with Jeremy tonight. Hopefully,
That's what it would take to get you really back into that game, isn't it? Some psychedelics.
hopefully we'll see Jeremy next week. I don't think he's even back. I don't think he'll be back tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't think he's supposed to be back for the tub.
He'll be back for the loop next week.
It was a real trip.
Crazy Leg says typical Jeremy.
Yep.
Absolutely. No, I was playing tonight again.
Okay.
I
Because I
tried
know
to-
last week you said you had a tough time getting into it. You tweeted this week that you were just not into it at all, and now you still are trying to give it.
I hear, okay, so I see people post these pictures of these gorgeous
my
landscapes,
gosh. It's
and I'm like,
Amazing.
this is so cool. I want to experience this. And then I'll hear people talk about the game, and I'll be like, okay, I kind of want to experience this. And then I'll go to play the game, and I have none of these experiences that other people. Oh, we saw you,
Whoa.
Trevor. You didn't skip
What was
just because
that?
you're wearing a green shirt. You still,
You wore
You're-
a green shirt.
you were still seen. Hopefully,
Does it work?
Greedo still goes out.
wait, is he
Okay,
blurred?
it's just
It's not entire body, but Greedo's blurred out.
Oh, okay. So he's okay.
okay.
Yeah, I'm not. an
Scoot
idiot.
down, Trevor. You're cuddling too.
You're
close.
late. No, the other way,
Oh.
Trevor.
I'm used to being too far.
All right, Trevor. Which fast food place do we need to call and complain about your order being late?
Dairy Queen. It was,
Dairy Queen.
What are you doing at Dairy
Why
Queen?
did you go to Dairy Queen for dinner?
Did you get the chicken strips you can dip in the gravy?
No, I just got a cheeseburger.
Are they good there?
just a
It was
cheeseburger?
all right.
I don't know that I would go to Dairy Queen for cheese. You went there for the ice cream, right?
I got a malt too.
Did you
Yeah, I
get
mean,
Did you get a
but yeah.
pizza burger at least?
No.
Because like that's what I know Dairy Queen for,
I don't
food
know.
wise.
Do
I
they
had
they
one-
don't have pizza burgers anymore.
I
Do
had
they
one of
not?
them.
I don't think I've had pizza burgers since you were like 12, Kyle.
No, they had them at least since I was 18.
Well, that was 24 years ago. So,
That's true. I'm an old fart.
so
Did you get fries?
No,
you
I
get-
just got a burger.
Just the burger
and a malt?
and a
And a
malt.
malt. Yeah.
What kind of malt did you get?
chocolate. I'm boring.
I like chocolate malts. Actually,
Yeah.
I really like strawberry malts. I think they might be my
I
favorite.
don't think I've tried a strawberry malt.
Trevi says DQ does have pizza burgers. Yes.
What? They still do? I'm going to Google
That's
this.
amazing.
I will say I was not impressed with the burger. I thought it was. I
Shocking.
I remembered going there a long time ago, and I think the problem is they're all like their own individual things. And like,
What do you mean by that?
I don't think their recipes are consistent necessarily.
That's a crying shame.
I don't know.
That's terrible.
Those jerks.
So not only did you wait in line and miss the first 10 minutes of the show, but you also got a terrible burger?
It wasn't terrible. It was just
No, that's what I heard you
fine.
say. You said it was,
Well,
was
they put it.
terrible.
Was
I
it a
just said I was
cheeseburger?
unimpressed
Was
with
it a cheeseburger, double cheeseburger?
bacon cheeseburger.
Did they have ketchup, pickle, onion, lettuce, tomato on that?
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
If I would have known it was gonna, I was just
You would have had them take off
Well,
the
I would've-
lettuce, tomato, and pickle?
no.
Oh, just the onion.
I don't know if I had any on there. I can't remember.
Did it have mayo on it?
Maybe.
Did you have
I
mayonnaise
don't know.
ice cream?
Ew.
Yuck.
Crazy says, well, maybe it wasn't very impressed with you either, Trev.
Too late. He ate it.
Probably so.
He's like,
I don't want to be eaten by this guy. He's not going to appreciate me.
save it for later. No. So yeah, like I was saying, I keep seeing a lot of people playing No Man's Sky. So yeah, I jumped back in tonight because I really want to have a fun experience too, like everyone else seems to be having. And I was greeted by, I don't know, boring, bland planets. I keep seeing everybody get these cool planets, and mine are bad.
Is this on new save or is this on old save?
I went back
You
to
went
the
back to the
old
old one?
save.
Okay.
And so
Yeah.
I was kind of hoping for, I don't know. I figured I was already quite a ways into the galaxy.
Sure.
So I thought maybe I would see, something new. But I don't know. I don't know where people are going. And I feel since they've changed so much over the past 2 years with all these updates that I have had nothing really to do with, I feel like I don't understand the game at all. I'm so lost. But part of me is just like, I want to be pure, and I don't want to go to all the wikis and to Reddit and everything to like find the answers. And so I'm just like, I don't know, but
I get that feeling, but it is kind of nonsensical in some ways.
what do you mean?
Like, I don't know, because there's like certain ways to unlock like parts of the base, and then other parts of the base are unlocked to this other way, and then like
So you're saying I should go to the wikis is what
that's
you're
what I went through. And
Oh.
when I was streaming it on Tuesday, I was just like, I can't figure out how to fix these stupid freighters. Mm-hmm. And I figured out you could land on them. I didn't even know you could land on them. Not the big ones, obviously you can land on those, but the ones you can hire that are like indirect. And you can fix them there. But,
Oh, like on the outside of them, or
yeah. Well, you can go inside of them too. It's pretty cool. There's not really much in there.
there's
it's-
and there's just so much there, and it seems like there's stuff that unlocks like that once you get into like base building or some of that stuff, and like it's like I need these things. And I don't have the blueprints for them, or I don't have the resources, and I don't know where to get the resources. I don't know how to
Right.
get the resources. Or then I go to find something. I'm like, now there's like 3 different currencies or something. I don't, at least, or is there more?
I don't
Yeah,
know
they
what the
added
Quicksilver is.
added a third currency. I haven't run into it at all.
I haven't run into it either. Yeah.
Just the nano. Is it nanobytes?
And then nano. Yeah. Something. I
The
can't
nano
remember.
somethings, and those basically buy your blueprints now, and then your units buy everything else. I discovered this weekend that you can own multiple ships without having a freighter.
Yeah. 'Cause
So I don't know
you
if that
can,
was
like, call
something.
them in somehow.
Yeah. So if you're on a planet, you can go in and it'll show you your options for other ships, and then when you go through that, you can select your ship that you want. So I know I've got at least 2 ships now that I can call back and forth, but
And so for one, I'm playing on PC, which I don't mind playing the land game with mouse and keyboard, but there's no way I'm flying those ships with mouse
Oh,
and keyboard.
no,
That's just the worst. So I'm playing on an Xbox controller, but the combat just doesn't have good button layout, and I've fidgeted with it and tried to change it, and I hate pressing in on the stick to shoot. That is just like the worst to me. It just doesn't feel right.
What?
Like my shoot button is defaulted to clicking in on the left,
Really?
on the right stick.
That's super weird. I have it as the A button. I didn't think I changed it, but
Yeah, that's the default on the game. So I was just like, isn't
Weird.
that what's yours on, Kyle? What's the shoot?
I'm on PlayStation.
Well, I know, but it should be. Is
Yeah,
it
The
X?
yeah, I think it's X for. You mean in the spaceship? Mm-hmm. Okay,
You're
yeah,
shooting.
it's X.
See, that's what's weird. Is mine was
super weird.
defaulted when I started. It was the default was press, and so like I tried
Yeah, that's
changing it
awful.
around, and I think I ended up putting it on the right trigger and put my brake on the left or the right stick to press. So I don't know. It's just the combat is a little. I just feel like every time I see there's an enemy ship, I don't know if it's because I don't have a good combat ship or whatever, and it's not upgraded. I just am like, I don't want to do this because I'm gonna lose. Like if I engage them, there's no chance I have a winning against them.
it is pretty difficult, and it seems like it's kind of
And so
pretty
I've gotten to the
equipment
point where either I'll try to run away if it'll let me, but if I'm too close, it doesn't let you. So then I just let it kill me.
What do you mean? What do you mean too close? You won't run away. So
Well,
like if you put in your not the
If you're too
full
close-
hyperdrive, but you
Yeah.
can still
Like
do the
pulse
higher
engine
speed
or-
with your
Oh.
pulse
booster
engine,
thingy.
and so if you do that, you can outrun them,
Oh, okay.
and,
Maybe I
or
need to
they'll
do that
eventually
more.
like decide to stop following.
Now that you say that, actually, I think what happened is I ran out of the material for that engine at one point, and I couldn't.
and it'll
so
lock
I
you from
just-
going into that like highest speed that's
Yeah.
not hyperdrive, but you can still use that even if you don't have anything in it. The like that middle tier of speed.
Oh, you can.
Yeah.
Well, it runs out of.
no,
it runs out. Yeah.
runs
Does
out
it
of
really?
Yeah, you have
Yeah.
you have to put in.
I've never had that happen where
It
it
takes a
wouldn't
while,
let you do
but-
that middle, at least because it's not the one where you hold down the
no,
the
it's
two
when you hold
triggers.
B.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a
Huh.
different
You'll
engine.
run out.
I've
Yeah.
never run into that before where
You
I've
must
run
not
out.
use it very much then.
I use it all the time, and I've run out like numerous
Unless you,
times.
I wonder
with,
if you have an upgrade that does something. Does it? And that's the other thing.
Maybe.
Can you upgrade them to where they auto refill or auto replenish or
I don't
auto
think
recharge?
I don't think so.
Or they use less material? I
You
feel
can
like
make
yeah.
it more efficient. Yeah.
more
They're more
efficient. So
efficient
maybe
as
that's the
they
thing is
upgrade.
you have like a super efficient engine or something like that.
I started over again,
Oh.
so I don't have a
Unless
ship
the
that
blueprint
seems like
you
it.
got maybe was or the ship
Maybe-
you got
Maybe
already
you
had.
can't run out of it.
I didn't
thought
think that you could
but-
ever run out of that one
I've had
because
to
it's,
refill it before with carbon or something.
well, you still refill it, but I think that it operates on a secondary tier, so it's
Like
like
less
the-
fast?
Well, it's like that slower speed. So you've got your trigger that's
no, I understand that. You got your
and then
trigger,
you've
you got the
your
B button, and then you got the double
B button one. I don't think I don't think
guarantee
was
I've
tied
refilled
to
it before.
Well,
I've re-
but when you refill it, it's the same. It's the same as the. I mean, it's the one
No,
that
it's not
goes into
these.
the. Yeah, it is.
no, it's not.
Yeah,
No, it's
it
not.
is.
No, it's not. Okay, I gotta.
Guarantee it.
Okay, wait.
When
what?
you
I-
press B, okay, you got trigger is your normal fuel, like go.
Yes,
B
it's
is
really
a
slow.
B is a boost.
Correct.
And then you got these, which is a hyper speed.
that's
Correct.
the pulse engine. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the pulse engine. Both those and the B are the pulse engine. If you go in and look at what it says there, it says use the
No.
two triggers.
It is,
I
though.
guarantee
Yeah.
you.
I guarantee it's not.
It is actually.
What? No, B is not the same as this because
No,
when
it's not the same.
That's what
but
I'm
it's
just
the
saying.
same engine.
It's
though.
the same engine.
Oh, the same engine. I thought you were
Yes.
saying it's the same speed. I was like,
Oh,
what?
No,
no,
it's a
no.
different speed, but it's the
Oh.
same engine. So as far as I am
Oh,
aware,
well, that's
it
what I'm
only
talking
is when
about.
you're holding down the two triggers
That it uses.
that and has to be refilled.
Really?
Yeah. If you're just, and I think part of the reason that they do that is because it's a faster speed that you can use the pulse engine by pressing the B,
But-
it still takes
Okay, so
you
I
like
think if
twice as long to get places.
But I think if that engine is empty, it doesn't. The B must not work then, because I was in a position where I could not get away from the fighters. Like I was pressing B and it wasn't going any faster.
were you already holding B while you were
No.
fighting?
So maybe I'm crazy.
Unless they actually hit you when they were firing on you and actually damaged your pulse engine.
Maybe that's it.
That could have
Okay, I
been what
don't
it
know.
was. Because I've never come across that where
I
it
just
wouldn't
know I
let
was
you
in
do
whatever
that.
scenario I was in. I could not get away from them, and I could not beat them, and I was just like, I feel
Yeah.
stuck.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe my.
So that could have been what it was, is that it got
That's
injured
interesting.
or
I got to
it
look
got
at
hurt.
that more. I thought you were trying to say they're the same button. They
No,
do
no,
the
no,
same
no. They
thing.
don't.
and
They
I
don't
was
do
like,
the same thing. But as far
I
as
was
I've
like,
ever
no, I know
encountered
that's not right.
in any of the incarnations of the
Yeah.
game, I don't think that it runs out of that, because I think that that's supposed to, at least if you get stuck in the middle of nowhere and it takes you a week to get someplace with the minimal engines.
You just sit there for a week. That's how I understand the game to work.
Yeah, but I don't think that they want you to actually be stuck in that type of situation to get to where you can get more
Yeah. Well,
fuel for
typically,
those
if you just shoot
engines.
the asteroids, typically they'll have the tritium, which is what.
Right, but sometimes if you're like far away,
they always
like,
have asteroids though.
Crazy Leg says
you're not constantly in asteroids.
Pretty much.
Trevor's always knee
Deep in
asteroids.
asteroids.
Crazy Leg says I should have gunned it to 88. Or did I try refilling Mr. Fusion with trash? No, I didn't think about that. Thank you, Crazy.
fuel.
That's actually really
Trevi
smart.
was asking earlier how much is No Man's Sky now. Jolliver said he believes it's still 30. Is that
I
still
think
the
it's
sale that it's on?
30 on PC and PlayStation, but not
Yeah.
Xbox.
Not
'cause
on
it's new.
Xbox, yeah.
But it might be 50 on Xbox new, but I don't know. I could be wrong. It's either, but yeah, I don't. Whatever. Depends on what you're playing on. I I don't know. I've heard that the PlayStation version's a little rough around the edges still, like with some of the like frame rate and stuff. But I don't know. I haven't played it on there, but
I don't know. I haven't had the only problems that I've really run into are some things that they smoothed most of them out. When you were like jumping into hyperdrive, where there's like a kind of like a extra noise burp, I guess is what you call it.
Noise burp.
I don't know. That's what I saw somebody saying in
Like a bunch
Reddit.
of noise or
Like that, just like that. It like almost sounds like it's crashing or something, even though it isn't.
Like, brr.
Yeah, like. Brr. So, but most of those I've noticed I haven't run into since that secondary update that they put out. Which I mean, the PlayStation, I've never had any problems with the PlayStation.
Well, I'm just
version.
saying performance-wise.
Yeah,
It just doesn't. It's not going to run. It barely hits 30 frames. It's just choppy. So
it feels like it's a little bit smoother than the original was.
from what I understand, is that they put the patch out when they did the earlier updates that did like if you had a Pro, it would do like a 1080 60 FPS. But then once they've done this update, it's pretty much kind of nuked all that. Like,
That's too bad.
but I'm sure it's fine on it. Whatever you play it on.
Yeah.
The PC, I still have had issues. I've had my ship spawn underground. I think did I mention that last week? I think I did. Like I was like, I went to go to my ship after I loaded a save, and it was underground. It was buried, and it was like when I started my new game, so I didn't have the terrain weapon yet. And I'm just like,
Ew.
well, there's my ship. But then I realized you can spawn them in, and so that's what I did, and it just spawned it in above it.
I've not run into too many. The most consistent one I've run into is my doors on my base are just gone, which is really annoying because I end up buying them over again and just wasting resources. I'm like, this is stupid.
I
did
don't
run
think I have
into
any doors available to buy yet.
Well,
it
I
only
mean,
has like the
just the
doorway
Plano
one,
doors.
and it's like the force field door.
Oh,
is all that
you're
I
just
have.
doing the basic. Like,
That's all
building
I've gotten.
things. Okay, yeah. I've been using like the sections or whatever, but yeah. And then I the other day when I was streaming, of course, I had one where the planet just didn't load. There was no textures. Like it was just like the far distance LOD or something, and it was like, well, I flew out and then I flew back in and it was still the same, and then I went to a different planet. It was fine. It was
Now, there's not always a space station in every galaxy, right?
every system. There's a space station.
No, there are some dead systems.
I was gonna say because
Oh,
I've
really?
been.
yeah,
I was
it's something that they added in with Next.
I was like,
That's weird.
I was so frustrated tonight because I was in a galaxy with no space station. I was like, well, the game must be broken. So I did a light jump to the next closest galaxy, and there was no space station there. And I was like, this game is busted. I'm going to land. I'm going to save. I'm going to restart the game. I restarted it. Still no space station. So I did another jump to another galaxy using my last of my fuel I had in that that engine. And there was, thankfully, a station there. I think it's this weird thing of like, I like survival games a lot most of the time, and you could have the argument like, well, what's the point? There's no real ending, like blah blah blah. And if I'm gonna go into it with that attitude, I might as well not play it at all. I understand that, but I think it's just balancing all of these material. There's so much. It's overwhelming how many materials are in there, and I just feel like I have no clue. Like I get stressed out because I'm like, do I sell this stuff to make room so I can build the things I need right now? But then I'll go to do that and I'll realize, oh, I don't have a circuit board or whatever, and I don't have a blueprint for a circuit board. Where do I get the circuit board? Like, do I need to go buy it? There's just no help at all. The game does not help you at all. And it's like, there was some mystery there with like a Minecraft when it did that, and I enjoyed that, and I tried to stay away from it because I just like to discover the recipes on my own. But in this, it's just like this is so punishing.
I think
just can't.
what I have kind of given up on is trying to hold on to things until I actually see it as something that is like necessary for me for the next thing that I'm trying to build. Especially if it seems like it doesn't show anything in the description of it that really says that it's something that you can use. I don't know. I think some of it is like the idea of if I'm truly playing this as survival, I know that may be something that can be a material for me further on down the road, but right now I need the space to be able to hold on to all the other stuff that I need that I'm currently trying to build. And so I kind of look at it in that way, which may not be the best way to do it, but I think that has eliminated some of that. Do I hold on to this? Do I not hold on to this? And just has helped me pull the trigger on selling a few things that are just like, this kind of looks like it's either something that is just for that, or it's like way further down the line that I won't run into that for a while, and I know I can use this space more productively now.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It is interesting the way that they've kind of nuked everything that they had in the game. I mean, it is basically like a new game with trying to figure out what your stuff is and what it's supposed to be used for. Like refilling your engine, the pulse engine, is so different because it's like you have to actually create the fuel for it instead of just using it.
I don't mind because it's a lot easier to make it now. Before I would get stranded a lot, and I couldn't make
the pulse engine's different. The pulse engine was one that just used plutonium, so you'd just load it with plutonium if you had
the
it.
The pulse engine still just uses some. You don't have to craft
you have to,
so.
Yeah, you
have
to craft
antimatter, and then you have to have...
No, you're thinking of the hyperdrive.
Oh.
You don't have to craft anything for the pulse engine, though.
Yes,
you can just fill it with
do.
tritium. No, you don't. You can just fill it with tritium.
Okay, you're right. I'm thinking of the. You're right. I'm thinking of the
landing thrusters.
The takeoff thrusters. Yeah,
yeah.
Those ones you have to actually build. Yeah,
I think you can use uranium too for that.
Well, some of them do have multiple options for
it,
fuel. Like a lot of them have multiple.
But it's interesting that they decided to, like, especially for that, you have to go and get
it's not as it's more restrictive and stuff.
Yeah, it takes a little more work to, like, it makes you think about when you're going to be taking off someplace more, because you're like, I don't know if I have enough.
Are you talking about the lift engine?
Yeah, the liftoff engine. So there's like hydronium or something, and then metal, like the carite or the metal sheets or whatever, and then you make the two of those into the power for it.
The battery, yeah, it's a battery you make.
Is that what it's called?
No, it's a fuel cell.
Or
it's
a fuel cell.
It's like a.
I mean,
something.
Whatever. I've noticed all the stuff for that. It seemed easier to make. Like before, I would get especially with the hyperdrive. I feel like I would get stranded all the time and not be able to find what I needed.
It does seem more forgiving.
The one thing that I don't like is when I'm trying to convert different items to like the more condensed version of the items. Like when you fill that machine up with fuel, it takes whatever you have for that and fills it all the way up. And then if you pack it up, and you've only used like half of it, you're throwing away those resources that you used. It doesn't give you an ability to select, I want to only put like 10 of this into here instead of the whole stack to then go and make stuff. Because like there have been times where I'm like, I need to get this dust into a better version of it.
Yeah, that's why it's nice you can split that stuff though.
Yeah, but it doesn't let you. That's probably the smarter way to do it.
You can split the stacks.
Split your stacks before you do it.
But the other thing is, I just wish there was a way to combine, like easy way to combine. Because unless I'm just stupid and can't figure it out. But like if I've got something that stacks at 500, and I've got like 250 and 250. I can't put them on top. It's like if I got 250 and then like 350, it won't let me combine them and just do 500 and then because a lot of times I'm like, I just want to stack. I want to have 500,
right? And
then just sell this other extra so it doesn't take up a slot, and it does not let me do that, and it's super annoying.
That's right.
I haven't run into that yet. I did discover that the one complaint that I was talking about last week, where you're looking at the trying to send stuff back to your ship, it has an update that you can put onto your ship so that you can send stuff from further away. So
let's talk about some other stuff. We spent a whole episode last week talking about this game. Let's move on. I feel like if you like this game, you'll probably want to play it. If you don't like it, then don't play it. But they've done enough that I think it's interesting. I'm forcing myself to try to enjoy this game right now, but every time I get in there, something makes me extremely upset and furious.
What made you furious tonight?
Well, just that nothing makes sense. There's no explanation for anything. Like, I just want to play the game. I don't want to have to go to a wiki to find out everything. Like, it just drives me nuts. Like, I should be able to explore it and at least understand something. But they don't have any tooltips to like guide you onto that stuff. Like, you just have to discover it. And it's
I do feel like it is a little more guided with some of the stuff that I've come across, at least when you're playing it from a new save. Because it's kind of like
I mean, but even when I started on new save, it was just kind of like, well, it was just like that main tutorial part where it like shows you how to get set up and like take off. But I don't. Are you saying it continues?
I think it kind of tries to guide you as you go through like the actual storyline. I think that there's different tasks that you do that it's like, oh, I can do this task to learn how to do this. And then you're like, oh, okay, that's how you triangulate and do different things.
Kyle, I'm suspicious of your apologetic attitude towards this game, and you're always going to be a No Man's Sky apologist.
You're right. I am an apologist.
No matter what.
Oh, so. my final word. I have been enjoying it. I am kind of annoyed, just like because like I end up sinking a lot of time into the game, and some nights I don't feel like that time sunk is like.
It doesn't.
It's not rewarding.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Mom.
But it's like it just, Mom. What?
Yeah, I don't know.
No, but
like the you're wasting your time.
No,
you're wasting your time playing video games.
I mean, like in.
No, I get what you're saying because
I wouldn't even say that at all. But like,
I've spent hours playing the game since they updated it, and I feel like I'm not any further.
I've not gotten anywhere.
I'm not like nothing feels new. Nothing. I'm excited at the potential constantly in my head. I'm like, oh, this next thing, I'm gonna figure something out. It's gonna be awesome, but I just keep not getting there. I keep just like doing the same thing over and over with no reward, no growth, no like. So it's just like.
Are you trying to follow any missions at all?
Not necessarily. I'm just trying to like upgrade my junk.
Because that's how you do it now, is through the missions. Like.
They should tell me that. That'd be really helpful. Like that's the thing is like I have no idea what I'm supposed to even be doing. There's everything.
There is a place on space stations that will give you missions, and that helps you with upgrading your rank with different factions.
I found
and
that, but nothing tells you that. Like you're telling me that, but you shouldn't have to tell me that. I shouldn't have to find that out from you. The game should tell me this.
It does. But you're playing on a previous save, so it's not going to force you into that the way that it does when you start a new game.
Then why didn't it tell me that when I started a new game? Like I played
because you have
to
get a certain point into the game before it kicks that up and actually makes it available to you.
I don't know. Anyways, we've spent way too much time on this game that's been out for 2 years.
You said last week it was finally released.
That's true. It's finally released. That's why we're so excited about it. Has anybody been playing anything else? Let's talk about some other video games. Maybe like Fortnite. No,
that game's been out for over a year.
I know, and it
has been out for over a year.
I did my challenges, and I got the 1 year birthday cake backpack, and it's got a candle on it, and I can wear it. And it makes it easier for people to spot me because there's a fire burning on my back. So I was like, I'm really proud of this cosmetic. I gotta say, I played I don't know how many hours of Fortnite this weekend. Because like at the beginning of this season, I did buy the battle pass, and it kind of just like it's the carrot on the stick thing where it's just like, oh, we'll go do these challenges, and then you unlock more stuff, and then do these challenges, and then you get this, and then unlock this. And like, it doesn't help me. I mean, it makes you a better player just because I'm playing it a bunch. But it doesn't like actually like. I mean, doesn't give you. There's nothing in that game that can make you better. Only playing it can make you better. Like you can't get better gear or anything. But it's just the idea of these little challenges that I'm just like. It makes the game interesting to me in a way that I didn't expect. Like, I played the game initially just because it's something my son liked to play, and I'm like, well, I'll just play with you, whatever. And then it got me to where he's going to bed and I'm staying up all night playing it because it sunk my its teeth in. So
come on, I gotta play.
And it's just like all these little carrots dangling out there, and I'm just like, okay, well, it's just, this is easy. I just got to find 5 of the jump pads. I got to jump off 5 of them. Like, that's easy. Like, I can do that. And then, go here and like loot this. Or, hey, you know what? Dance by buy 10 birthday cakes on the map to get extra, to unlock more
Really?
experience. And it's just the silly stuff that it puts
Yeah.
in there that makes me go, I'm going to go play this stuff. And I'm not even worried about like getting kills or like, like doing it. I'm just having fun with it because it's like, it's giving me these stupid things to go do that I feel like inconsequential, but still it's just like an enjoyable thing to go have something to do. And I mean, and it's a time killer, and trust me, I see how this game has taken over everything, and I'm leery of all of it. It scares me a little bit, but I gotta say, I do see the appeal to it.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that's...
And, like, I don't, like, whenever I say something, like, negative about it, I don't mean to be, like, actually negative. I'm usually trying to be funny. But, because it's, like, I don't enjoy the game, but it's, like, it's incredible how well supported the developer continues to be. You know, they continue to interact with the community so much. They've done a lot of things right.
I feel like you could
And
turn that
it's-
game on, and almost every 2 to 3 days, there's something they've changed. Like, hey, that we put this back in, or we took this out and swapped it with this, or we, the playgrounds mode is so ridiculous that you can just take it. You get four people, and they give you an hour to just go in and screw around for an hour and just build. Like, you can build huge structures and everything, and there's something kind of like, I don't know, almost comforting in a weird way of knowing that, hey, this is gonna just disappear in an hour, and all my work is gone. But I know it, you just know it, and it's just like, that's fine. Like, when you go in with that idea, it's like, it's not like, oh, I'm gonna cherish my pyramid I made.
Yeah.
But I don't know. There's just a lot there. I think it's like any game. It doesn't have to be Fortnite. It's just that it happens to be that. But any game where you play it consistently and you start to see your skill raise, and you're like, here I am, a 36-year-old dude who I feel like I'm getting better at this thing that is like what a bunch of twitchy little like 12-year-olds are playing, and I feel like, when I smoke a 12-year-old in that game, I'm feeling really good about my my prosthetic hip. Not really. But
I like that game. I don't
Suck it,
play it very
youngin'.
much, and I'm not very good at it. But
that's because you don't play it.
That's what I...
that's some of it. Yeah,
I started
but I
getting
also
real-
can't build. I don't.
You don't
can't-
have to. I'm not that fast at building.
I don't. I've seen enough players that have been successful that it's like building seems
but
so
it's
integral.
It's not like it's not 100% necessary though. I mean, you got to build sometimes for cover.
Yeah.
But like
And
I'll watch these people that'll do that. Like they'll rock back and forth as they build a wall and the ramp, and they'll go all the way up, and like that's impressive. And you're probably never going to beat them. But the likelihood of you always being pinned against that level of player every time is rare. Like and then the thing is, I have played against those guys and I beat them because I'm playing dumb, and sometimes they're expecting you to play at their level. And
Right.
like, hey, you know
You're
what?
playing like an old man, and they're playing like,
Yeah.
what's this guy doing?
My
And then
greatest
pop.
weakness, gross incompetence.
Yeah, I know, pretty much. Like, I'll watch these dudes come up at me and go, and they'll build up, and I'll be like, well, I got this grenade launcher. I'm going to hang back and just plop these off at you and watch your structures crumble down under you. And then as they're falling, just like, bust a few caps in them. And then I'm like, there you go. I'm playing like Halo on you.
It's like it's like going old school.
Yeah,
on
pretty
them,
much.
I feel like, what's this building stuff?
Yeah, I know.
Just blow your crap up.
Grandpa's gonna Master Chief you in the face, okay? I see you youngins hopping around this map like a Spartan. I know how this works.
Makes me think of Indiana Jones, the sword guy.
Yeah. So I don't feel like I try to get better at the building, but I'm with you, Kyle. Like, I'm not gonna ever get to that level, that Twitch-based level of them just like. I can't.
I
do it.
struggle to be able to even get like a ramp up to get up a hill that I can't walk up. I'm like,
Yeah.
how do they do it?
I will say that there's even just finding loot that's better is like, I mean, that's a big part of the game. Like the end game is you do want to take some time and like play through and find that loot, because like you can find, there's like an infrared sniper rifle that's like semi-automatic, and that thing is really unbeatable in a lot of ways, because you can get way out and every enemy is yellow on your little like
Really?
scope, and you can just kill them in like two or three shots with armor. And so it's like stuff like that where you can really get the upper hand if you find the right gear. And I don't know. Anyways, I'm not
I am
gonna
100% the non-spicy player. if
Yeah.
I'm playing by myself because I have no chance in the world if I play spicy.
The thing is like I feel like
I'm just not good enough at it.
I've gotten so much better at it because I just play it that way. That like
Yeah.
and that's mainly because my son's just like, let's land here, like the most popular place every time. And then he dies and gets mad at me. Why didn't you help me? And I'm like, I can't. You're
dropped in the middle of the parking lot.
Like, we're in a squad of 4 and there's like 18 other squads around us. Like, but it is like the other day I had this interaction with another player where they had a gun and I came at him with a pickaxe and we were in this like bell tower thing in an old church in a cemetery, and I was just hacking away at them in the corner, jumping around like a crazy person while they're trying to shoot me. And the wall broke out from under us like 3 times while we were doing that. And I totally killed them with a pickaxe. And it was like the most satisfying moment ever because you're only taking like 10 health away from their 100 health.
Well, it sounds like an epic movie thing.
Yeah. And it lends itself to these moments that are just kind of awesome. And I don't know. So I guess what I'm trying to say is I understand the love for Fortnite, but I also understand everyone's trepidation and fear of it just taking over the world because it is definitely penetrated everything. Now, I feel like this is a good segue into our topic, but I also realize there's probably other games you guys want to talk about, so I should have waited.
Actually, not really.
Okay, so then I'm the only. I picked up Pool Panic, the new Adult Swim game.
I knew you were on to talk about that, so
that's
give us
on Nintendo Switch, and I think it's on PC.
Tell us why it's like Fortnite.
It's not at all like Fortnite.
Why are we talking about it?
It is such a crazy, weird like combination of puzzle and pool.
And woman.
No.
Oh, sorry.
No, puzzle and pool.
Sorry, I was thinking of
like,
a Garth Brooks song.
Yeah, that's
Such
it.
a strange combination of a woman and a child.
Yes,
Such a
that's
strange
exactly what the game is.
situation. Calling every 100 miles. Calling Baton Rouge. Operator, won't you put me on through? I gotta send my love down to Baton Rouge. Hurry up, gotta put her on the line. Gotta talk to me just one more time. Sorry. Garth Brooks Minute brought to you by Fortnite.
Yeah, no, it's Fortnite. Great. No, Pool Panic. I've only played a little bit, and it's this crazy amount of trying to put these balls into the pockets that you may not be able to get. Like some of them move around or will like react differently as you're playing the game. Mm-hmm. So like there's like I don't know what it's like a yellow ball is one that'll like jump up out of the way if you shoot at it, and then you have to wait until your ball stops moving, and then you can shoot it at that again because it's got like a reload time.
So it's like, is it anything like pool though?
It is and it isn't. It's like you're in this pool
table.
Wait,
in a couple of the levels, yes, but in some of the other levels, you're not. You're out in like these.
Now Trevor's
areas.
really confused because he thought this was about a swimming pool.
I thought this was swimming.
No swimming. This is like the game pool.
And you're panicking because you're drowning.
Oh, it's
Right.
a motor pool.
Yeah.
Yes.
Uh,
No, but
okay.
it's fun. Like it's I mean I think it's only the 15 or something on the Switch, so it's not an expensive game or anything by any means. And it's just if you like playing a pool game that you have like the puzzles and challenges of doing it within X amount of shots and not scratching. Like there's one level that I played that you're like in this campground and you're trying to get X amount of balls into the pockets or like just giant holes in the ground. And at one point I'm like, there's no other balls here, but it says that there's still one that I have to get in. And there's actually like, if you shoot your ball at this flagpole like 3 times, it'll bring these other ones out of the woods that then you can finish the level. So it's like, there's some trickery and things that are pretty cool playing that. And then there's like challenge levels that you can find where you basically take on another pool ball and have to do like trick shots and stuff. So it's pretty neat.
I might check that out. I do like the Adult Swim games. They're usually pretty fun.
Yeah.
They've really been bringing it too. Like in a lot of ways, Yeah, Kibbles, that is on the Switch.
No Man's Sky is not on the Switch.
Not No
Kibbles.
Man's. I thought he was talking about pocket pool or
man.
whatever you're
I would
Yeah,
love if
Pool
No
Panic.
Man's Sky was on the
pants
Switch.
pool.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it would run kind of weird.
Horribly.
It would run horribly, but being able to take No Man's Sky, I wouldn't eat lunch on lunch breaks at work. I would just play that. Then I'd be late getting back to work and get fired.
Then you'd have to find another job.
Then you'd have lots of time to play Switch
Then I'd
games.
have lots of time to play No Man's Sky.
Why? Well, if this pocket pool game is so good, why don't you take that to play on your?
I think I
lunch break?
may.
Oh,
I think
okay.
I may.
Okay.
It's fun. I mean, if you're looking for something that's kind of got that indie feel, that's not like a game that you're going to be playing.
So is it
for-
multiple maps? It changes.
Yeah, so, like, there's
every
one
level,
giant map,
like
and
you beat
then-
the level and then you move on. or-
Yeah, you move on, and it's basically got a bunch of different levels that you can see and go to. And I think that part of the goal is to complete X amount of challenges in these, and every challenge that you complete, you get like a trophy. And as you add those up, this hill in the center of the map goes up when you basically
Are all
turn
the
in your
characters
trophies.
voiced by Justin Roiland?
I don't think there are any characters voiced.
Oh, okay.
I didn't come across anything.
Lame.
Well, we should just send Trevor out to do some voicing on it.
Okay. I do
Another
that.
quick topic I kind of forgot I thought I'd mention anyways. There's some pretty good games coming out for the games with gold and PlayStation Plus.
Is there?
I saw specifically PlayStation Plus this month, or the month of August, which I guess is this month.
Yeah.
August 7th is when those come out. And Mafia is going to be Mafia 3.
Nice.
Is going to
Nice.
be one of the
Yeah, that was a
games.
fun.
Yeah,
I
if
like
you
that
haven't
one a
played
lot.
that, that's a great game.
And then games with gold. It was one of the Forza Horizon games, which those are great, so that's cool. But
I'm pulling that up right now. Hang
blanking,
on.
what was it? It was something that I was kind of. I know that one of them was like a Splinter Cell game. The last Splinter
Didn't they
Cell
already?
game.
I thought they
Blacklist?
gave. Oh no, it was
Or not.
Forza. It was Forza 5 that they
that
gave
was
out a
last
few,
year. For
a few
Honor.
months ago.
That's what it is. For Honor.
For
nice.
Honor.
For
Yeah,
Honor.
that's going to be free, which I thought that's a pretty recent game. I think it's being supported.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ubisoft's been supporting their games. a
Dead
lot.
Space 3 and Epic Mickey 2 for the 360 games. And then PlayStation. Yeah, let me.
It's
Get
Dead
that
by
one.
Daylight. Is
Dead
the
by
other
Daylight is the
Yeah.
other one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's a good one.
So it's kind of that Friday.
Oh wait, never mind. I was thinking.
It's like the Friday the
Dying
13th
Light.
game, but I think it's like a better version of that. Actually,
Probably.
like it runs
Okay.
better.
And then there will probably be a couple other like.
It's like Dead by Daylight's kind of like an asymmetrical multiplayer game where it's like, hey, there's 4 people versus the serial killer type thing.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
It looks like
Interesting.
the other games are going to be Bound by Flame, Serious Sam 3, Draw Slasher, and Space Hulk. Those
Okay.
are being all from either PS3 or PS Vita.
Yeah.
And there will probably be another. Some of those may even be PlayStation 4 or whatnot too,
Yeah.
Yeah, some
because
of
they
them are
seem like they always have at least 4 games for PlayStation 4. So
Yeah, if it's a Vita crossover.
3 or 4.
thing.
Yeah, yeah.
They've
if
kind of
it's the
changed
crossover
that though.
thing.
I think lately
Has it?
because they're going to stop supporting Vita or doing the Vita games.
They're running out of
eventually, so
games.
I don't know that these ones are that way this month, but
Yeah.
anyways, I thought I'd mention that. That's kind of a cool. I mean, For Honor and Mafia 3, both pretty decent games. I think. I'm excited for For Honor because I didn't actually pick up that game when it was released, so I kind of want to give
I
it a
played the beta.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah, I didn't
was
enjoy the
something-
beta either, so that's why I didn't buy
Yeah.
it. But
I had some fun playing it.
But if you're
yeah.
going to give it to me for free, I'll
Yeah.
spend
Yeah,
10
sure.
minutes with it. But yeah, speaking of Ubisoft supporting their games, like I am so impressed with them lately. Like just the way, like I was looking at some of the DLC that's out for. Well, I know Jolliver in our chat here. He's been playing a lot of the DLC for Assassin's Creed, and that looks incredible. And I kind of want to
good,
check
it's
that
not
out. And then Far Cry has this Mars DLC that looks really cool.
Is it?
Yeah, and I was kind of shocked when I saw that because it's like a whole other game almost. Like it all takes place on Mars and like it's just
Nice.
I don't know. So it's cool to see that Ubisoft does that with their games.
Yeah.
Like it's
And
I-
it's really
It's-
nice because it's like, maybe they're not like, perfect when they come out or even, great, I would say. But
Well, and
like
kinda
they've been
surprising
like,
with-
yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say kind of surprising with the Assassin's Creed that it's getting the love and attention post game because they've got the next one that's coming out too. I mean, I'm sure it's probably a different developer that's been working on that one, but
Yeah. Well, it's like I'm really excited to see what they do with the crew too, because I had a lot of fun with it. I've been meaning to go back to it again.
Yeah.
But
I hit a point with that game where my feelings on it changed a lot. Which
Yeah.
I never really talked about it because it was during those 2 weeks we were not on.
Oh,
And
yeah.
like
Yeah.
I played a lot of it and I got to like the end the game on a lot of the categories.
Uh-huh.
And holy cow, does the AI ramp up in a very unfair way.
Really?
Like it takes a turn for the punishing, which was
Really?
it's not fun. Like, and that's the thing. Like,
That's annoying.
I was so disappointed with that because I was having such a good time with that game. I was being so defensive of it, and I got to
Yeah.
this point where I was reaching like the final races in some of the classes. I couldn't beat any of them. Like I
Yeah.
would get to the point where I would almost win or be like right there, or I would maybe just be trailing slightly behind the whole race and I could never quite catch up and just like it was really frustrating. So I'm hoping maybe they could
Balance it a
balance
little bit,
that
yeah.
and make that more enjoyable because I
Yeah,
did really
that's
like
really
that
annoying,
game a
yeah.
lot. So
yeah, I guess with that, talking about games that you kind of were on and then off. I was kind of that way with
excuse me.
oh, now I forget it. The
State of
zombie
Decay?
State of Decay
Oh,
too. Yeah. I don't know. I think it just for whatever reason
I think
didn't.
you mentioned that last week that you talked about.
Did
it.
I?
Yeah.
I didn't. I couldn't remember if I
Yeah,
talked
you did.
about it
You
on
said
here.
you only
Okay.
played like a few hours, and then
Yeah, I
you
played a few hours. I could see
made up
why
your
it's a
mind
decent game, but
Sure,
Just
sure,
didn't-
whatever.
I'm still waiting for
could
that
at least-
Mario Tennis to
You gotta
come.
like finish your first, your first town, right? And then you no, I don't know. State of Decay is cool because it's just like, but it's not revolutionary or anything. But I think it's fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they did a good job with it.
yeah.
It's enjoyable.
And I think there's other games I want to play more
Like
right now.
2016's No Man's Sky.
Always, I always want to play No Man's Sky.
Mario Tennis is fine.
Yeah.
I'm on the last boss of it, and I have not been able to beat that on the story mode. And
Are you
numerous
giving up?
occasions have wanted to throw my Switch across the room.
Oh no.
Finish that.
Stupid.
It's a fun game. It's just like it's not
Frustrating.
it's not like the tennis RPG that I think a lot of people thought it was going to be.
Oh really?
It's just like there's a story mode, and it's like, hey, you have like these boss battles, and then you have like kind of tennis puzzle levels in a lot of different ways, and some of them are extremely punishing. And I mean, they're fun once you pass them because you're just like, oh wow, I'm the best in the world. But then when you just beat your head against some of them, and it's not that great. But
Yeah.
the only thing I noticed is like I went to go play online with it, and I feel like it was hard to kind of find anybody to play with. So I don't know if people have fell off of it quicker.
I wonder if like the matchmaking and stuff will improve once they have the pass thing or whatever.
Yeah, I'm curious. That's coming out soon,
Maybe,
and I
yeah.
think that's going to be like a big push for Smash. But it's like if you're not a Smash player, I mean, honestly, I'll probably forget about the $20 a year. Like if I do it, and it's not that big of a deal. But I don't know that many games that I'm going to be playing on there.
Yeah.
Right now.
I think
at
that's
least.
part of the reason that I'm like, I don't know if I even want to spend the $20, even though I know it comes with the arcade game once a month. I don't know if I'm going to be. I may kind of wait and see whether that feels like it's going to be something that's worth it for me, which right now I don't really feel like it is because there's not enough games that I'd want to play with people.
Yeah, and that's
So.
the thing is people can make that decision. Real quick, we want to talk about tonight. There was by the way, there is no pizza burger at Dairy Queen. I don't know what you guys are talking about. You're crazy.
Trev E, what are you talking about, man? Are you sure?
I cannot.
Trev E.
I've been searching their website this whole show.
Trev E,
I
where
cannot.
have you gone to find this pizza burger
I
from Dairy Queen?
cannot.
It could be like I said that it seems like they're not all uniform.
The only thing it said on their website was menus may be different in Texas. That's all it said.
I do feel like they're not
So-
uniform in general though, because I feel like the burger you will get and the one like in like Manawa, whatever it is, Lake Manawa, is different than the one you would get over
On Broadway.
on Broadway. Yeah.
Weird.
But I'm not positive about that. I honestly, this is the first time I've been to a Dairy Queen in years though. So,
Huh. It does look like there is one other game on Xbox, Death Squared. Looks like a puzzle game.
Yeah, that
might
one
be-
was last month.
Was
but
that
yeah.
last month?
Yeah. I mean,
Oh.
it carries over into this
Okay.
month, but yeah.
Gotcha. Cool.
BusinessInsider.com is reporting that parents are paying as much as $35 an hour for Fortnite coaches for their kids.
Okay.
AKA Trevor has been doing the wrong thing all his life.
What do you mean you've been doing the wrong thing all your life?
Not been practicing Fortnite.
Uh-huh.
Not been hiring myself out.
As a coach.
No, I'm wondering with this if this is a lot of parents that are seeing that they're streaming and hearing from different people that there's money.
Yeah, it says right in the article here, parents are paying Fortnite Battle Royale coaches to work with their children. And it says that they hope that these coaches will lead to college scholarships, esports careers, or at least prize money.
Yeah, slice of the Fortnite developers' $100 million competitive pool prize. Which I mean, I guess it makes sense. Man, that's like the lines that are blurred with this in sports now. Because if you're going to spend money for a coach to help your kid get better at basketball or baseball or whatever it is, it's the same thing for this. Like,
I know my son and I watched the Fortnite Pro-Am during E3 this year. And, I mean, it's kind of that thing where, like, any type of sporting or competitive thing you watch on TV or whatever, there's that, even when it's like, okay, maybe it's a brother or a father or whoever, and maybe you watch something with them and it's like, you don't really enjoy it.
Right.
But, like, there's that bonding because you're just like having a good time and it's you're kind of rooting for your favorite person, whatever. And I kind of went into it with like, whatever, we'll watch it. And it was a lot of fun, but he will not stop talking to me about he's going to be in the Pro-Am next year. And I keep telling him, like, I don't think you're old enough for one.
yeah.
And he's like, I'm going to be in the Pro-Am next year. And I'm just like, I was like, well, you're going to have to practice a lot more because I don't know if you're good enough to be in it. And he's like, and he keeps saying that. And it's funny because it's like, well, for one, like the Pro-Am is like, okay, so it's a pro and an amateur, which means the amateur is a celebrity. And then the pro is like some Twitch streamer or something like that. So,
That's so funny. I've never known that's what that means.
Yeah. So it's like a pro and an amateur and they team them up together.
That makes sense, yeah.
But I mean, like the biggest, I think it was depending on who you were, like the biggest name was either like Joe McHale or Marshmallow. So if either of those names mean something to you, you're either young or old. So enjoy.
I don't know who Marshmallow is.
There you go. That answers your question.
You're old.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. It's funny though because honestly, the amateurs who were the celebrities were less known by most of the young kids than the Twitch streamers. Like the Twitch streamers
That's
were
so funny.
And the YouTuber personalities.
Like, who's this Joel McHale guy?
Yeah, like, Ninja! This guy's great. And then he's playing with Marshmallow. But it's interesting because I think the whole sports culture in general has always been gross to me. Like, hey, push a child to be this thing and like you're expecting them to come out the other end as this like machine that's going to make you money in a pro sport or something like that. And you see these parents that'll start them out at like super young age and just like try to like beat it into them and everything. But then it's like, I had my son in Little League this year and he hated every minute of it. For the most part, and it's like it's fine. Like I'm just like whatever. If you didn't like it, like we're not gonna force you to do it again.
Yeah,
You tried it.
You tried it. You don't like it. Move on.
But it's like looking at this, thinking like, hey, you being good at Fortnite could get you a college scholarship.
You better practice.
I'm just starting to be like, all right, what are you doing playing on the Switch? You trying to be a noob? Like, you play on the Xbox or like a PC. Maybe you should be playing on a mouse and keyboard. What's your problem? You can get good at this.
What are you, a sissy?
Yeah, you play with a mouse and keyboard. I don't care if you don't like it. You're going to learn to like it. Just like I could totally see myself turning into this like psycho parent now that I thought I'd never become because over sports.
You go to the Pro-Am and you're yelling at the other parents.
Yeah, I know.
It's terrible.
It's like trying to find a referee to yell at.
Eric
none.
has suddenly turned into the really disgusting sport parent
Yeah, I know.
that he has always hated, but because it's Fortnite and video games, he is 100% on board this. Yes.
Yeah.
Actually,
Did you take your no-dose tonight? You know you got to stay up till 3 a.m. training, son. You want to get into college, right? Yeah. So I don't know. It's a crazy world we live in, and like okay. So here's the thing: is like when you'd start to see games become competitive in this way, and like getting coverage and things like that, where I'd always be very like apprehensive about it, and almost maybe even just like, no, this is bad, I don't like it, I don't like this is stupid, like competitive sports, like no. But then I realized like I had to take a step back and go, here's this thing, and I kind of made the same argument with HQ at Game of the Year time, and I was like, here's this thing that I love, and other people are finding interest in it. I should be like celebrating this. Like as much as it's something that maybe I don't enjoy or I don't want to be a part of it, I should still be celebrating the idea that other people are getting into video games. And it's like on whatever level that is. So as icky as sometimes Fortnite feels, I still think as a gaming community, we need to not be toxic about it, and we need to celebrate the idea that, hey, more people are in this thing that you love, and like in this thing that you always thought was like maybe kind of niche, and maybe, you know, you're like the hipster dude that's like, hey, my band is popular, I don't like them anymore. But there's still this thing where if this is a thing you love and you grew up in it, like we need to be supportive of all its forms, and it doesn't mean you have to go and join that thing, but like just don't be toxic online about it all the time, you know? And like, I don't know.
It's crazy how many people don't like Fortnite. And I think it's just because it has gotten so popular, and because it's something that a lot of kids are really into, that like dudes our age and people that are older are like, that's not what video games are. Video games was this, and like what they want it to be, and something that's not liked as much. But it's like, just let it be.
Well, and there was an article I saw that just today that was, I don't remember what it was, but I like however many millions God of War sold, like how many millions of dollars it made, and like, and it's proving that, hey, there is still a desire for narrative gaming. And so like this idea that we're getting something taken away from it, it's like we can't, it's like this, I think the gaming community sometimes wants to think if there's something new, it's replacing the thing I like. And it's like, no, it's just because it's in the forefront, like, hey, the cells have proven people still want narrative, story-driven games. Like they're not going to take those away. Like as much money as God of War made, it's not Fortnite money. It's not, you know, but it's still like enough money that is proving that it's a valuable thing that people
and honestly,
want. So
it could end up making for better, because then maybe they won't just be churning out every single player game they can think of, and maybe they'll be like, okay, let's wait until we have a quality product that will sell well.
Yeah.
Right. And I mean, the other big part of the reason that this game is so popular is because it's free. Like, and it still is making tons of money because people are spending for the.
That was always a stigma too, you know. And I think that's the thing that like a lot of times when I'd hear free game, I'd be like, oh, that's gonna be garbage. Like that's not gonna be good. Like,
but I mean, I think that that's the thing that's almost encouraging about this, is that it's like this is the first time that I think there has been a free game that you can literally play it for free and enjoy it, and because it is such a good game and people are spending money in it, it's not something that it feels like it's gotten to that disgusting point where, oh, really, they're making you spend money for that. And
it's not pay to win. So it's like you can play. You could go into this game, never spend a dime, and be the best player ever. And you just look like, you know, you look like a noob. That's all. I'm just kidding.
Right. I mean, it's true though. It's true because like I haven't spent any money on this game, and I've gotten plenty of playtime out of it.
I only spend $30 every 75 days. That's not a big deal. Okay. I'm just kidding.
And I mean, if you do like that, that's fine. Like,
I honestly have only done that like this last time around. I did it because I was enjoying it.
But I mean, it is interesting just the way that's potentially changing things, because it does provide, you know, some people the ability to continue to play this without spending money in it, and then go and spend money on other games that they want to play.
Well, and that brings up another interesting topic too, that like I know we're kind of going over here, but this was something else while we were on break for Comic-Con that we missed, and it reminded me of it, about how this makes things better. Is like, so Epic announced, this was I think on the 11th of July, that like, because I mean they own Unreal Engine, so every time you boot up a game that says Unreal, that's like Epic,
Yeah,
the
that's
creators
them.
of Fortnite. That's their engine. That's what Fortnite's built on. But they also have all these artists and other creators who are making assets for games, and then they
watch your mouth.
And they put them in like a Epic or an Unreal marketplace, and other developers can use them to they can buy those and put them in their games and whatever. But Epic announced this thing back like last month, that they're going to change the revenue share of that to where the people that are selling it are going to get 88% of the profit, and they're only going to take 12.
Nice.
Which it
That's
used to be
insane.
It used to be 70-30. And so they pretty much came out in this statement, and they just said, "Hey, we're making a ton of money with Fortnite, and we want to share the wealth. Like
Right.
we can
Nice.
afford to do this now."
See, like that's
and
that's the thing. Like oh, that's cool. I love
But I mean,
that.
that's the thing is like you have to realize that by being toxic about something, you're not helping. Like we need to celebrate growth in gaming. Like as scary as this may seem, and it's like, okay, like I can't go anywhere. Everywhere I look, it's like Fortnite cereal, Fortnite underwear, Fortnite, like, I don't know, whatever.
Just embrace it.
It's just like you kind of, okay, like you don't have to buy that stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like, and you support it with your money, whatever. But just because there are people who are feverishly supporting something, it's not going to be there forever. Who knows? Realm Royale's coming out soon on PlayStation. Like it'll just take over maybe. I don't know. I'm joking, but still,
Probably not.
But I'm just saying, like, there's always going to be the new thing, right? It's always gonna be shifting. But this is something I think you just kind of have to celebrate it. You don't have to like it. You don't have to play it. But
it's
gonna
insane to
make-
me the way that this has changed the gaming industry in just a year's time. Like, I mean, even that right there. That now people can start to sell in this marketplace for sharing stuff to be in other games, and they're going to get the money, the majority of the money, and Epic isn't taking the majority of the money the way that it probably used to work. So you're going to see so much more potential from these kinds of things being shared. And a year ago, everybody was laughing at this, like, "Oh man, what are they doing? Changing over from the Fortnite proper game to the battle royale, trying to copy what
The crazy
PUBG
thing
did,"
is,
and like the cynicism that came from that.
Yeah.
And now looking at it, it's like,
Yeah.
that was the best
PUBG
move
who?
that they could have possibly made.
Yeah.
There are still a lot of people that love playing PUBG and are doing it, and there's other people that are playing this now, and it's like,
Yeah.
who cares?
Yeah, I think it's good. Growth is good, and I think that Epic is I mean, besides the fact that it felt kind of dirty in the beginning, where they did feel like they stole this
Oh,
idea.
absolutely.
Like besides that, I feel like they're doing right by what
They're
they're
doing
They're
well,
doing as
yeah.
well as they probably can for a company that's making fistfuls of cash
And
every
I think
day.
that they've,
Like,
I
just
think that
like-
they've shown that they really weren't trying to copy what PUBG did. They saw that was a game style that was popular as far as the battle royale thing, and saw that was a trend that was coming. And they jumped out first and did it in a way that got it into
Which
the hands of the most people because they made it free.
I gotta say, I'm excited about I want to try out Call of Duty's Battle Royale. Like, I know it might not be as good, it might not take over the world, but still, like, it doesn't
It'd be
mean
cool.
that one person can do it the best and only do it. And like, the other thing I was going to mention here that's also kind of crazy about this, it's maybe even bigger than its percentage split, is that it's actually going to be retroactively applied. Since
nice.
dating back to the store's launch in 2000,
That's really cool.
2014. So that's 4 years.
So
of-
some people have some pretty big payouts.
yeah, they got some big paychecks.
awesome.
So 4 years of sales. I mean, you figure they're going to get like, whatever.
extra 10%.
Extra, 18% of what they,
Or 18%?
yeah. Well, because they went from 30 to 12. So like they were losing 30%, and now they're losing only 12% of their profit. So,
That's cool.
Okay.
you know what I mean? The split was 70-30 before. So like the creator got 70% and the store got 30. Epic Store.
So
the
they got an
Unreal store got
8% for everything that they've sold.
Okay.
Or 8. No, I'm sorry. Did I say 18?
It's
no,
an
it's 18.
8% difference.
It's
Oh, yeah, you're right.
18.
You're right.
I think you
18.
said different numbers.
I'm
earlier,
bad
so
with math.
I don't know. Whatever.
It doesn't
Maybe
matter.
I'm just dumb. I
No,
don't know.
anyways,
All I can say is I can't wait for that Red Dead Redemption Battle Royale.
it's not happening.
No, it'll happen.
Who
kick you off the
was it
train.
that said that they aren't going to do that? Someone came out and
No.
said, not Red Dead, but somebody was just like, we don't do battle royales or something like that. Some company came out pretty smug against it. Anyways, all right.
Stupid to do? I don't know.
We must conclude this evening.
We don't have any emails.
No emails.
No voicemails.
No voicemails.
Call us.
Call us. Leave us a voicemail. You can call us at 475-TUB-CALL. Leave us a voicemail. We will play that on air as long as it's, not too rude. And you can also send us an email to theloop@meninatub.com, and we will do our best to respond to it. Anything you need. You need advice. You need tips for, putting your condoms in the dishwasher. Whatever it is, we will be there with help for you. And I love how confused Trevor is right now.
Trevor, that's called a callback.
You snooze, you lose.
Yeah.
He's like, wait, I didn't lose anything.
I don't think I lost. Yeah.
Oh, you lost big time, man.
But we cannot leave tonight without thanking our kind and loving Patreon peeps. These are all of our lovely patrons who support us on a monthly level at $10 or higher. That means they're a co-producer or better. They give their money to us, and it helps us do things like this show, and we really appreciate it. It keeps the lights on, and it keeps it doesn't do anything for Kuipers, actually, but still, I think he got some pizza at Comic-Con. So it gets Kuipers pizza at Comic-Con and at Extra Life. So he gets pizza twice a year because of you. Go to patreon.com/MinuteTub, and you can support us, whether it's $1 or $100, whatever you can do. We would be eternally grateful.
Absolutely.
Don't forget to come back tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. We'll be back with the Tubcast. Nathan will be here in Trevor's chair.
Maybe Trevor will be here.
Hopefully,
Should Trevor show up?
Or farted it up. I think Trevor, he's already put in 2 nights this week, Kyle. How many nights have you put in this week?
I put in one.
Yep, there you go. So there's your answer.
Hey, I'm just saying the invitation
Trevor
is open. If
that's
Trevor
true.
wants to show
There's
up, he can
gonna
show
be-
up.
Jeremy's still tripping on the shroom trip he took. So
Yeah.
there is a chair open if Trevor would like to
I
be
was
here.
just throwing it out there.
That's fine. I was just making sure you weren't pressuring someone.
Well, maybe a little bit.
Yeah, and I was trying to protect Trevor from your pressuring. That was rude.
Well, maybe he deserved it for being late.
I'm feeling
we already chewed him out
Yeah.
on Slack for being late.
Stop
Okay?
being late, Trevor.
Anyways, we'll see you all tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Be sure to keep it tuned to Minute in a Tub wherever you're at, whether it's on iTunes or Twitch or YouTube, wherever you listen to us. I mean, we had someone comment on one of our Tubcast episodes last week that they're fans from India.
Yes. Hello.
We take it for granted. We don't even think about that stuff. So greetings.
Tell all
from
your
America.
friends.
Yeah.
crazy.
Tell all of your friends. Just tell all of India, pretty much. We'd love to be big.
Well, that too, I guess. Yeah.
But we'll be seeing you around, and we appreciate your love and support across the globe, really.
Ronan the Wanderer says, "How do I put condoms in the dishwasher? I don't have." Think about that one for a little bit.
Just use your washing machine. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Hand wash.
Yeah. Or hand wash. And then wash your hands.
Yeah, don't listen to the CDC. They're just trying to, they're just trying to steal you of your money. They want you to spend more money. They don't know what's good for you.
Who doesn't reuse them, right?
I mean, yeah, right.
Save a few bucks.
Good night, everybody.